Darren Sparks is the president of BedTech, and he's here with an important message for mattress retailers. Dare to be different and dare to stand out. The Sleep Summit show begins right now. Mattress retailers, listen up. I've got a secret weapon for you. You ready? It's called Podium. And you've probably heard me talk about Podium because I'm a huge fan. And I've been using Podium for years because texting with your customers makes it feel like you're talking to a friend. And texting is just the beginning of what Podium is doing for mattress and furniture retailers. Podium supercharges your business with AI-powered lead conversion. Look, people are shopping. They're on your website. They're in your store. They're leaving your store. On and on it goes. But when they're ready to solve that sleep problem with a new mattress, the most responsive retailer wins. Podium powers all that communication. You can respond within seconds via text with Podium's mobile app, texting, payments, reviews, website chat. It's all right there. You need to harness the power of Podium today and start growing your business. And it starts right now when you check out podium.com.
Fam.news.
Welcome to the Sleep Summit Show, where we uncover bold ideas with innovators, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders making waves in the sleep industry. With your host, Mark Kinsley.
Welcome to the Sleep Summit Show. What's going on, Darren? How you doing, buddy?
I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited to see you again. It was awesome to see you at Sleep Summit, you and everybody from the fam and everybody around this industry that we know and love, man. It's good to see you.
It was so fun. I mean, I feel like I didn't have enough time with anybody at Sleep Summit. There were more than, we had 117 people that converged in Bentonville for Sleep Summit. You guys, I got to spend a little bit of time with ahead of Sleep Summit because BedTech was so involved with just helping us get people there and raise awareness about Sleep Summit and the value that we hope to bring. So right out of the gates, I got to thank you because behind the scenes, like your team was working the phones and contacting retailers and helping them understand that we are bringing real value in education and content, in the presentation and the speakers. It was really kind of an event by the industry for the industry so that we can elevate this category. And thank you to you and the BedTech team.
Man, we were so thrilled to be a part of it and be able to, just really get the word out with some of our network, and you certainly didn't disappoint, man. We left there with absolute just thankfulness that we were a part of that. There was so many things that we learned, so many things that we were able to meet some great individuals. You brought a bunch of great individuals from this industry that we know and love. And it was just nice to be able to collaborate some ideas with some of the best people that this industry has to offer, man. We loved it.
Well, okay, give us your hot take for people that didn't go to Sleep Summit. You've been to a lot of industry events over the years, I'm sure. And this was the first event of its kind. This was the inaugural Sleep Summit. So what did you expect? And then what did you experience?
Well, you know what? I tell you what, I expected it to be absolutely first class in the content that was there. I saw all of the different speakers and representatives that were coming to share some great information. And what I know about you is that you put on first class, everything that you do from your podcast to things of this nature were first class. So that's what I expected, and it didn't disappoint. Probably my hot take that I would share with everybody is that, from the content that these professionals had, Mark was able to curate some amazing talent and a lot of people that really helped us to learn, about the science of sleep and learning how that we need to educate, every single person that comes into our stores, that, what they're doing right now is they're spending more money on sleep aids, like pills and things of that nature than they are on actually true healthy sleep. And we really need to change people's mindset. So that was a great thing. But just all of the other presentations from how do we make our stores, our salespeople, our organizations be better and more first class experiences for our individuals that we're trying to reach. And so there was so much content there. I had dozens and dozens of notes that just going back and forth. And I'm going to bring all of my retail partners as well so that I can help them to up their level. And next year they'll be there because they're going to not want to miss that.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for being there. I'm hearing a lot. Like I'm still piecing together the Sleep Summit event because I was seeing it from like a hosting perspective, and I'm connecting the dots between all the presentations, everything from sales leadership and sales training from two of the best in the business, Stephen Ferguson and Bob Munkle, to Megan Anderson with Mattress Firm coming in and talking about the 3 A's of merchandising. And there's a big difference between merchandise and merchandising and being strategic with it. And she had such an amazing trip to France that informed the presentation she put together. I just thought it was so well done. To all that you talked about, Tara Youngblood, Nancy Watt, Dr. Kimberly Lemke, talking about sleep and how we can harness that for its maximum benefit. And I think you're right. There's a big disconnect for a lot of people that come in to buy a mattress between their actual knowledge base around sleep and what needs to be done to get better sleep. And so I think us as an industry, we need to contribute to closing that gap and helping them understand the science behind it. But we have to know the science first. We got to be a part of that conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. We can't teach them what we don't know. And so, yeah, I loved all of those things. It just really helped me to up my level of, professionalism and my approach when I'm talking to individuals about sleep. So yeah, it was a very well put together event. The people that came in with their content, they were prepared. They gave very good presentations and really helped all of those, like you said, 117 individuals to be better at their craft. And that's the goal, is we need to have everybody and then bring it back to our organizations and help all of our organizations be better at what they're doing so that we can change the game in sleep. And we started that. You started something there that we're going to keep going. And so it's a really exciting way that we can start a movement today with educating our customers how to sleep better, be healthier, so that when they're doing whatever it is that they're doing that day, whether it's work or play or whatever, they can be more healthy and be able to function, with a clearer mindset. When we sleep, we just feel better on every accord.
Well, and that's the mission and the purpose behind what we do. And I know at BedTech, that's critical to your mission as you help people and help retailers get a better night's sleep. For those who don't know, okay, let's back up a little bit. For those who don't know, so Darren, you're the president of BedTech. Your brother is the CEO.
So right now his role is actually just founder.
Founder.
He took off all of his other titles. But yeah, you could say definitely he's definitely the CEO of the company. Brandon Sparks, he is the founder of the company, and it really had the vision about 13 years ago to do something different. It started in a garage. Mark, this thing started as small and as humbly as you could ever imagine, and it's just grown and evolved into a really great business that's nationwide. There's 7 distribution centers around the country, and it's grown into a nice sized business that really serves the whole United States. But it's been a fun process, for Brandon and I to do together. We're brothers, and we've always done things together from birth, and so doing a business together that's had absolutely great success. It's been so fun to do side by side with each other, but it's not always been easy. It's not always been fun. But we've definitely, been able to together have that same vision. And the vision is very simple, and it's very unique because we come from retail. We come from a family of retail that started with my grandpa in 1946. He started, our first family furniture and mattress and appliances and electronics, in 46. My dad grew up in that store. We grew up in that store. And so all of the
Where was it?
ideas.
Was it in Arizona?
It was in Arizona. Yeah, it was in Thatcher, Arizona, small town Arizona. So we had a small town mentality, and we wanted to make sure that we let all of our people know. We know what it feels like to be on that side. So all of the ideas that we have, we always keep the retailer in mind, because at our core, we were retailers. And my family still is in the retail game right now. Two of my brothers own retail stores that are in Arizona and in Idaho. And so we always keep that in mind. How will our customers be able to benefit from this? Whatever our decision is, we always have them in mind. And so it's been fun though, man. It's a growing process, and it's a process that every day we're thinking about, how do we make ourselves better? How do we make the lives of our customers better and easier for BedTech to be an easy company for them to deal with?
Okay, let's go there for a minute. Let's get in the weeds a little bit. So if you're helping retailers and you have not only a retail background, but you have family members you can call on to get the lay of the land as things stand today, what is it that retailers really need from manufacturers and suppliers? What do they really need?
It's a fantastic question. I truly believe in order to be successful as a retailer and supplier, you have to have a relationship there that it kind of is going to be above and beyond the norm. And so we try to make sure that every single customer of ours gets the same level of customer support. When you have an issue, we want to jump on it immediately. So don't want to delay. So this business is all about now. Our industry and people today, when they want it now. There's very, very little time that customers will allow you to, figure things out. So we jump on it immediately. So a great customer service experience. That's I think the most key. The other thing that is important in as far as a relationship between a supplier and a retailer is that you're bringing products that are of value. This industry today, maybe more than ever before, people are looking for value. People are wanting to feel good about a purchase and that it solves a need at the right price. And so being able to offer a customer something that has a great value to it. And that's what we feel that BedTech does, is we offer products that we use high-end materials at a very, very reasonable and affordable price. So that's number two. And the third thing I think that a vendor and a retailer relationship needs is to have representation there from our company to make sure that the salespeople are adequately trained. People will not sell what they don't know about because they're going to shy away from it because they don't want to look stupid. And so we try to make sure that all of our stores see representatives from BedTech so that they can be confident in selling the products and so that they can give to the customer sleep solutions because they know the product in and out. And so I think those are some of the three keys in having a really good vendor relationship between the vendor and the retail store.
Let's talk about the training piece for a minute, because in an industry where we know there's a high churn rate, meaning lots of times many retailers have to hire new people because their sales staff leaves and maybe takes another job. I think the churn rate at one point was at least 50% annually. So whenever you're coming in to train, it sounds like, number one, training becomes just like a core competency that always has to be moving within an organization. As part of training, how important are, let's call it like incentives to the salespeople to really like move programs, and how valuable is that to retailers?
Are you talking about incentives in what way, Mark? What would you?
Just incentivize. So for a manufacturer to incentivize a sales staff, or a spiff, PM, whatever you want to call it, like
Yeah, so PMs are, definitely have some great relevance, and you can really put some a little bit of a fuel to the fire for sure with a PM. And so if that's something that can help to motivate, we get kind of creative in those veins as well, to be able to start a program or to be able to make sure that our people are properly motivated. But yeah, those definitely have some really good sticking points because people want to sell, in this industry, something that they can make a little money on. And so those definitely have a way in this industry of adding some power for sure.
What do you think are some of the biggest changes you've seen over your time as president of BedTech on the retail front? That you've had to help, support as a manufacturer?
Man, I love that question. It's a perfect lead into, daring to be different and daring to stand out, right? And so one of the biggest things we've been doing this split head mattress and adjustable bases for years now. And so the industry is kind of starting to catch up to it, but we have a really great option in things that will help you to stand out and help you to be unique and to be different. And so I think it's very important as a retailer to do something that's different, do something that sets you apart from the mattress store that's down the street, helping you to give them a better experience when they come into your store on every level, whether it be from a merchandising standpoint, or whether it just be the overall experience that you're giving that customer, helping them to put those walls down. Being able to be fun, be friendly, be energetic, be a human, right? Be somebody who they can laugh with and just enjoy that process. And so just being different and being fun and not being like what that term was thrown around a lot in the summit. And I love it, man. A sleep weirdo. We see a mattress weirdo, excuse me. Let's not be one of those. Let's be fun and energetic and help that customer to remember us and to be somebody that, man, I like that person because I buy from people that I like. I don't know if you do. I like to buy from people that I like and people that helped me, to like fix a solution or have a solution to a problem that is created. And so just be different, do something that helps you to stand out.
I love when I see somebody that really is energetic, like you said, about their job. And, somebody walks into a store and they're like, all right, like we're doing this. Like you are here. It's like, let's get you some good sleep. I'm excited about this. Like, it's people that love to truly help people. That enthusiasm and that effervescence goes a long way. And then, like you said, you got to have the chops, right? You got to be able to ask the right questions and open up a conversation and be a human being and not be transactional with people. But gosh, man, when you see somebody that does it really well, it's an amazing thing to witness. And I love when our industry is represented like that.
Yeah, it just makes the whole buying experience so key. And I think Stephen Ferguson talked about this and hit the nail on the head. We need to hire like top-notch individuals. We need to hire people that can just make that experience in our stores. That's what will set you apart from anybody else. If you'll really be able to create an atmosphere in your stores with top-notch salespeople, people that you would want to be helped with if you were going in there. If you'll create that in your store for people who are energetic, fun, friendly, and can do that for your stores, you will succeed. And that will set you apart from somebody that's hiring somebody that's just okay, just average, just they'll do. You got to hire somebody that, man, that person's coming for the top. Like Steven said, you got to find those people. But there's no way to find those people if you don't treat them right. You have to treat your people like they're gold. That's the key. You can't find and retain amazing people if you treat them like crap. You have to treat them like gold. And so, because they are the lifeblood of your company. So you find them, you treat them like gold. You will retain them because they will feel edified in what they're doing, and you'll give them that fuel to their fire that they want to keep succeeding for you and for your customer. And so that's one of the absolute keys. We got to be different in that way.
It seems like a lot of people are having trouble attracting that top tier talent. And I say attracting because if you're going to get somebody that's really good, you have to have an environment that they can feel enriched. I think a lot about purpose of a business versus, somebody that just comes in and is coin operated. I think, you got to make money. If you're super talented, you should have the opportunity to make a lot of money. How do you think about the purpose of a business and communicating that to your employees?
Gosh, I think you just got to be authentic. You're right. You have to be, at your core, you truly have to just care about people, and that's one thing that years and years ago when I was a young 20-something kid managing one of our family stores, I had an experience where one of my sales staff just literally was just creating a horrible culture within the company that was creating people walking around on eggshells. And so I realized at that moment, I need to make some changes. And from that moment on, we made some absolute changes to the company to make sure that our people came first, not just one person, every single person. And I in my mind, and I said to myself, I will never, ever run an organization that people can't come to work and enjoy the process. And so I believe it's very important that we need to think about people as individuals, as human beings, as somebody who has a family, they have goals, they have, aspirations of becoming better, and being cognizant of the fact that those people, are just like us, the people that are running these companies, that they want to be better and they want to be appreciated and they want to be recognized for doing their best job. And if we'll do that, and if we'll recognize their talent and their effort and their energy, and find out about their family, and what is it that drives them and motivates them, what keeps them up at night, and then we find those things out about them, and we help them to succeed on every level. Those people are our best employees. Those people want to and will do anything for you. They'll be in the trenches with you because they know you care. But deep down inside, you better care. You better care, because people can see through that, right? You got to be authentic. You have to authentically care about people and about their successes, because when we start doing that, people will up their level of professionalism because they want to do it for you. They're doing it for themselves as well, but when they want to do it for themselves and for you, man, you get absolutely amazing things happening in an organization. And so that's the one thing I love our people, and I want to make sure that they know it. And so I think that if we as leaders can show it, we tell them we appreciate them, but then we show it by the way that we act and the things that we do, man, those people will do anything for you, and they'll do everything they can to make your business succeed.
Yeah, because who wouldn't? I mean, you or I would do it for somebody that, we were able to work with and serve, if they truly were that type of person. I remember the saying, we probably all heard it: treat people the way you want to be treated. That's probably wrong. Treat people the way they want to be treated. And, to bring it down to a tactical level, to figure out, you as a manager or as a leader, how can you actually figure out somebody's motivation? There's a great book that you should consider reading. And it's really about relationships between couples. And it's called The 5 Languages of Love. And what that does is it helps you understand what is that person's language that shows them true love. And there's things like words of affirmation, and there's gifts and acts of service. Well, if your love language, you as a leader, is words of affirmation, and somebody tells you you're doing a good job, and you decide, well, that's how I want to be treated, so I'm going to tell everybody they're doing a great job and give them lots of praise. But what if your top employees, their love language is gifts? Well, the words of affirmation are fine, and I'm sure it doesn't hurt. But every once in a while, giving them just a little bitty something is going to tell them that you love what they're doing. And people do what they are rewarded and recognized for. And so that little bit of recognition that's in their language, a friend of mine, his name is Joseph Blair. He's a coach for the Washington Wizards. And I think it's a great example of love language. So every game day, Joseph Blair, who played 13 years overseas, he was one of the top players in Italy. And he's got some amazing stories about Giorgio Armani designing his tuxedo for his wedding. But this guy's he's a great leader. And so now, as a coach for the Washington Wizards, he has players from all over the world that are playing professional basketball here in the United States. And every game day, he walks up, and I think he had 13 different languages, and he says, game day, in everybody's individual language. So he's speaking their language of love to get them excited and pumped up to play that game. So I think us as leaders have to sit back and be like, what if this person is speaking a foreign language, and I take the time to speak in their native tongue how meaningful is that going to be to that person, that employee?
So much more, so much more. To your point, man, that in order for us to know what that language is, that love language, how they like to be recognized, we got to know them. We got to spend time, man. We got to know these people. And so I love that approach, though, that he in their language, 13 different languages, he said, game day or game time. That is classic, man. But yeah, that's exactly what we need to do as leaders is find out and get on the people's level that are in our organizations and help them to realize that, we're just like they are, and speak their love language. How do they want to be recognized? That's an awesome example of that, Mark.
Hey, speaking of talking somebody's love language, let's actually talk about couples for a minute. And I'm going to read you an email I just got. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's from a couple, and they were trying to figure out a mattress situation. They're considering changing out their king mattress with 2 twin XLs. So they currently have 2, twin XL adjustable bases. So they have a twin adjustable bases that are paired together. Okay. So it's paired up, no split.
I got you.
And what's going on right now? The wife has allergy issues. She needs to be elevated most of the night. He's got back issues, and it's better when he's flat most of the night on his side. But they're waking each other up at night, adjusting the mattress, adjusting the base up and down. And this is a family member of mine that reached out to me, and I'm like, literally today. And I was like, this is a perfect conversation to talk about this like new category of split head. It really is one of those things that retailers are like, no, this solves a real problem for a lot of people who want that independent head up, but they want to feel connected. They don't want to feel that big seam down the middle. What have you heard any stories like that?
Dude, we hear it all the time, right? I mean, it's funny that, a family member of yours reached out today about it, but when you're in retail stores, that's the big thing. People come in and they're like, I want to be able to be in my own comfortable position. I don't sleep at the same elevation as my husband, but we're fighting about, what should we be up? Should we be down? He goes to sleep before I do. I want to read in my bed. The stories are endless, right? And so this split head feature is just the absolute best feature that you can have for individuals that want to sleep in a different position than their significant other, but they don't want to, like you said, have that big divide. When it's cuddle time, they want to be able to be close to their partner. And so this split head, mattresses that are out there, we have those, but we have all of our adjustable bases are split head compatible. We revamped our entire application, our BedTech app, and literally you can control where you can sync the feet together and have the heads move independently. And so every single adjustable base that we have is compatible with split head. And then we have 2 adjustable bases that are literally split head bases where the feet automatically come up and the heads have a different remote for each base. And so, this split head thing is not something that's a fad. It is not going away. A lot of times in the industry, we try to solve problems that aren't really there, right? Like the Olympic queen. Okay, that was a fad. It came and it's gone. But the split head, people will always sleep with a significant other if they have one, and they're always, for the most part, going to want to sleep differently than that person because we're all individual. We have unique needs as far as comfort levels, and so this is not going away. And so selling sleep solutions as a package, the adjustable bases, the mattresses, the sheets, the protectors. We have everything for this sleep solution, this split head out there. You don't have to send people off to Amazon to buy sheets that will be customized for a split head. You don't have to send them off for a protector. We have all of these things as a one-stop shop to solve this big problem that has everybody wants to have individualized comfort. This gives you a way to do it and to have a divide. It
absolutely is one of the things that about this category, which we participate in. Like, it's a category where I'm like, look, you guarantee sell the adjustable base and the mattress. And if you carry the sheets and the protector, you're guaranteed to get that level of ticket with this purchase because you can't adjust it without the base. So it's not like they're just going to buy the mattress and not the base or vice versa. So it's like such a big ticket item. And like you said, for the person that has that problem, they want to solve it. And I think all too often it's just what you described. You got a product looking for a problem instead of a problem looking for a product. So sometimes that's where engineering and sales get a little bit disconnected. You know, the engineers are like, I wonder if we can do this. And they figure out a way to do something. Well, is there a real need in the marketplace for that? Well, I think over on the split head side of things, I mean, I just read you an email from family members of mine that are having this very specific issue. And if you look at, especially an aging population, I think you're only going to see more of this. People want to be in bed together, 10,000 people a day turn 65 years old. And the number of people like over 85 is going to more than double within 10 years because people are living longer, healthier lives, lifespan and health span. Well, this is part of people keeping people at home and then giving them solutions to those problems.
And your family members aren't unique in this. This is something that's every single couple, around this world has this exact same problem. They're not unique in this. And that's the one way that we can dare to be different, and we can dare to stand out, and we can weather this storm. Right now, it's no secret. Things are slow. It's tough. The economy is hard. We're getting less people through our doors, at retail right now. And so we need to take advantage of every single customer that comes in and sell them something that we can, the stores can make money on, and they can survive with, half the traffic and half the sales, being able to sell a sleep solution for a higher ticketed, amount, because you're selling the base, you're selling the mattress, you're selling all of these things that go along with it. And you're actually, you have a solution that makes sense. And so we can be different. How many stores in a town have split head? Not a lot. And so they'll remember you. You're standing out above the crowd. You're doing something that's different, but it's also helping you to be unique and to weather that storm and to be able to survive off less traffic and less sales.
Yeah, what you're doing is you're walking up to your friend from Spain and you're saying, Dia de Juego, game day.
Love it, dude. I love it. I love it, man.
Well, Darren, hey, man, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thanks you so much for being a part of the inaugural Sleep Summit and going hard in the paint with it. I think everybody loved the BedTech lounge space. It looked really beautiful. And I thought it was just a nice way to be able to connect with people in a different way. I told people this, that we're at Sleep Summit. The days of, clinking glasses and swinging golf clubs, that's all fine and dandy. I mean, nothing against it, but I would rather go from a moment with a person to momentum, and from momentum to a movement. And so those are the ways I'm thinking about the industry these days. How do we go from this moment, winning this moment together, to momentum, to a movement that changes the entire world? And so I just appreciate you guys saying yes to something that was unproven and unknown. And I know that in the BedTech history, you probably had people do the same thing. Retailers are like, hey, man, we don't know. We're going to say yes to this. We're in. And that's a special thing when somebody does that.
It really is, man. We were thrilled, Mark, to be a part of the first ever Sleep Summit, to be able to participate in a big way and to be one of the sponsors, and to have have that BedTech lounge there. That was special. We thought, we have two spaces, one for product. We can put another product in there to create some attention on some of our product, or we can have a lounge where we can all meet together and just kind of be able to get to know each other and relax and to be able to conversate. And that was for us, that was the best move we could have done, is because we brought people in and we established connections that we would have never done otherwise. But the ability to go from a moment to a movement is key for us, all of us. Let's up the level of our professionalism. Let's make sure that we do our part in this industry to make sure that we keep innovating and that we keep hiring good people and we keep helping everybody in the United States and the world really to understand that sleep is so important. Don't skimp on your sleep. Don't just get by with an okay mattress. Invest in yourself, invest in your health so that you can feel better in everything that you're doing, from playing with your kids to working to skiing to playing sports, whatever it is. You will feel better doing whatever that is if we'll help to educate our customers to invest in themselves, to sleep better and to sleep healthier. And I'm just thankful to you and to the people at the FAM and Sleep Summit for putting that on. And we were thrilled to be a part of it. So thank you for all of that, Mark. Appreciate you, man.
It was an absolute pleasure, and I can't thank you guys enough again for being a part of it. And thank you to everybody that came to Sleep Summit. And if you weren't there, hey, we're going to have some information coming out. Just make sure you're on the FAM's newsletter. So go to fam.news, and that means for all things mattress, right? fam.news. And you can pop on, get our podium number, text us, get on the email list, all the fun stuff. And we'll be sending out some really cool information to recap Sleep Summit with hot takes and tips and strategies and tactics, so that you get some of the benefit, even if you weren't there. You can start getting yourself prepared and ready for next year, hopefully.
But don't make a mistake, though. Do not miss the next one. Do not make that mistake again.
Yeah, because we're going to be coming in hot, man. We're going to go from 117 to probably 517. That's what we should do.
I believe it, man. People need to come see this stuff. It's invaluable to their brand and their mission. So
I have found personally that transformation happens in person. It doesn't. I mean, you can have some things that build inside you with professionalism and with relationships, but man, you really tip those dominoes and you get over humps and you start this process of real transformation whenever you meet in person, whenever you're there with your people. It's in person on purpose. So I couldn't agree more. That's one of the reasons I'm like, no, we have to gather, and we have to gather with more purpose and with more intention and with more opportunity for fewer dead ends. And,
absolutely.
And I hope we did that. I think we did. I think we're off to a good start, and I appreciate the BedTech team going hard in the paint with us.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to the next one, my friend.
All right, Darren Sparks, thanks so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. If you want to check out more about BedTech, just go to bedtech.com. It's as easy as that. And how can people get a hold of you if they want to get in touch with you, Darren?
Yeah, my email is Darren, DARREN, @bedtech.com. Shoot me an email. I'd love to connect, man. I appreciate you guys all so much. Our people out there in the industry, we love you guys all. We hope that you can weather this storm and just be successful. Do something different. Make yourself unique, and make sure that the customer, they feel unique and special when they're in your stores.
Darren, thanks again. Be sure to subscribe to the show. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, and share this episode with Darren Sparks with your friends. And we'll see you on the next Sleep Summit show.